Hello Exiles. So after farming some betrayal and messing around with different POB setups, it looks like chaos isn't the best option, and going lightning with Doriani's prototype actually seems way stronger. The issue is, that setup needs some really expensive items, and to farm them efficiently, I'll need a better strategy. Betrayal is still decent, but it depends a bit too much on lucky drops to be consistent. I also need more damage to run that kind of strategy, so for now, I will swap to chaos damage. Let's go shopping and buy the items we need. Large minion clusters with increased effect and minion attack speed. I'll get 3 of these. New weapon. Same body armor but with different socket colors. Since you can't change the colors, you'll need a new one to use different gems. Elegant Hubris. I'll show what this one looks like later. Small clusters to get endurance charges and some block chance. Good. To use all these clusters, I'm going to change up the whole passive tree pathing. We'll lose some life and block chance, but I'll fix part of that with a couple more upgrades. This is what the Elegant Hubris looks like. It also has Supreme Ostentation, which removes attribute requirements. Here's the new passive tree. This pathing saves a bunch of points, and I still have 9 left even after fitting in 3 large clusters. And with this, we're ready to start farming some better strategies. I also picked up a new Anoint, Flask, and Jewel to fix the block chance. This is what the boss damage looks like now. That's actually really good compared to the cold version. For farming, I'm going with Abyss. It's one of the most popular strategies right now, and it'll be our main source of income to switch over to lightning damage. I'm farming canyon maps because they're cheap, and I did some scrying to maybe hit the jackpot while farming. This strategy is still really profitable. Since we're running a minion build, we can use this mastery with Unearth, which makes opening Abyss chests super easy. The only problem I ran into while farming is that some map modifiers like volatiles can easily kill your minions, so you have to keep resummoning them on those maps. I tried fixing this by taking some medium clusters with defensive minion nodes and adjusting my passive tree to get more defenses, but the best result came from removing those defensive nodes and focusing fully on damage, so the minions kill everything fast enough to stay alive. Well, here it is. I haven't seen one of these in forever, and this might just fund the entire rest of the build. After selling all the items I got, this is how much currency I've made. Looks like it's time to switch to lightning damage. Doriani's prototype. Rings with at least minus 90% lightning resistance. I picked up some of the pricier ones so I can max out fire and cold resistances on my mercenary. Immortal flesh for even more reduced lightning resistance. And for myself, I just switched the ascendancy back, grab a 4 blue socket triad grip, use my old body armor, and throw in some new support gems. This is how the mercenary looks now. I switched to Whispers of Doom Anoint later because I couldn't cast Assassin's Mark with the other curses she applies. I'll buy these jewels to get some nice clear speed. Not really mandatory, but since I have plenty of currency, why not? That is also why I am using Kineticist because she has great coverage with Kinetic Blast and Curse on hit. These jewels keep going up in price every day, and I don't really think they're worth buying once they reach a certain point. Now I want to test some boss farming strategies, and I'll start with Cortex farming. It's a pretty easy strategy, and anyone can run these since we're not doing the Uber version. I'm not running Uber Cortex because the items it drops just aren't really worth farming. I'm going to run 30 of them to see how good it actually is. Looking at the drop rates, there is about a 10% chance to get Garb of the Ephemeral and a 4% chance for Bottled Faith. These are the only 2 items we are farming with this strategy. Like I said, it is really easy to run, and I was mostly AFK during most of the runs. After running 30 maps, I got 7 body armors and no flasks. It took about 70 minutes total, which means I earned around 32 divines per hour. If the 10% drop chance is right, I got pretty lucky. But even if I made only half that profit, this strategy still seems really solid. Before the next strategy, I'll grab these jewels for extra damage since the fight will be harder. For this one, I'll be farming Uber Sirus. Like the first strategy, I'm only doing 30 runs. Compared to other Uber fights, this one seems to drop more items, so the profit should be more consistent. It's also the cheapest fight, so it doesn't feel like you're risking all your money on boss farming. There's a chance for this sword to drop, but it is super rare, and I doubt we'll see one in just 30 maps. Damage looks solid for Ubers, but if you're using Reapers or any permanent minions, this fight might be pretty tough. The boss applies a lot of corrupted blood, and you can't really make your minions immune to it, so they'll die a lot. I just grabbed a mana flask and resummoned them when needed. Here's how much currency I made. I was actually expecting less, since boss farming always felt like gambling with extra steps. But 15 divines per hour is pretty solid. Now, I'll grab this flask and see how the build holds up against the other Uber bosses. What is this? That looks like a really expensive jewel, not gonna lie. Some of these bosses are pretty tough, but nothing we can't handle. So, with the new buffs to Reapers, this skill definitely feels a lot stronger than before. Here are the POB numbers for anyone interested. We have solid clear with 10 Reapers, enough damage to kill Ubers, and strong survivability that got me to level 98. I could even push to 100 if I wanted to. The only real issue is with strategies that use risk scarabs. They are not dangerous to me, but like I mentioned, they can wipe out my minions, and constantly resummoning them gets pretty annoying. Anyway, I think that's it for this series. It was a lot of fun to play and trying out all the changes. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. I'll catch you in the next one.